Chatzot is midnight. It's still dark outside. I can say the morning prayers. It's because in Shemaim, the morning light is dawning.
Right? How long is that prayer? For how long is that?
You can say it from midnight on until Amud HaShachar.
Would you say from 5 to 12?
No. Right now, you have to figure out exactly when Chatzot is. Basically, in Israel right now, it's 11:36, for instance. I don't know what it is here. That's something can be figured out.
Change it.
So, but the mind that you can say it till Amud HaShachar. Whatever. So, I'm not exactly sure what you're asking, but there's a whole teaching of Chatzot Laila. There's a book by Avram Greenbaum called The Sweetest Hour. The main point of it is that there's a changing of energy. All of a sudden, the dawn of light, the morning is coming in. So Rabbi Nachman is saying, one second. Rabbi Nachman is saying is that historically, the emancipation was the belittling of the Torah. But now we passed Chatzot Laila symbolically, and now it's our turn to come to the world with the Torah that the world really wants. They were putting it down because there was a test for us. But now the Torah is going to come full bloom. It's going to come full bloom into everybody's life. That's the time we're living in. That was my point. Yes.
So the whole thing, I remember, like at the hotel, that they don't start saying the Birchot HaShachar until the first light starts to come on.
That's the Yeshua.
But that's a different
That's the Mishnah. That's the Mishnah. But that's only when you can. That's only when you can put on. When you can put on talit tefillin. But that nobody ever said that that's when you have to wait till the Shachar. Yeah, because there's a Beit Shammai Shita and a Beit Hillel Shita. Beit Shammai is the heavenly. Shamayim is what's happening in Shamayim. It's what's Kovea. That's what makes things real. And that's why Beit Shammai held that Beit Shammai held that we went out of Egypt at midnight. And Beit Hillel said, according to the Torah, we went out in broad daylight. No contradiction, no dispute here. Spiritually, if we hadn't gone out at midnight, if we hadn't become free of Paro, and Egypt had become nothing, and we saw the light of Hashem, we couldn't have ever left in the morning. Something physical always has to be preceded by the spiritual thing that caused it. Okay.
I'm so grateful. I sleep during the night when I'm up.
Of course, parents with kids, you can get up in the middle of the night. That's your mitzvah. Okay, so, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Taking questions? Any more questions?
What?
Can I ask you a question?
A question from David Schwecki, my dearest friend.
You mentioned Esav. Esav's trying to, get us down. But the Lubavitch Rebbe said that Esav is basically Masakin a lot from the past. There was a lot of tikkun done on him, and he's become civilized. Because America, even though he calls it a country of chesed, even though they have their dark sides. But
baby.
Fine.
But
my question is, what do the Arabs?
If we get our act together, then they can come and become what they're supposed to be. It's the reason that they become demonic and they become Condoleezza Rice's, right? And they want to make a contiguous Palestinian state, which is going to choke us, is because we're not doing our spiritual practices. And it doesn't mean becoming religious. It means becoming awakened, to want to become conscious, to have dat elyon. Again, we all have to keep the mitzvot, but we're talking here about something else. A desire, a yearning, please Hashem. Our mother's milk was prophecy. We're promised at the end of history you're going to give prophecy back to us. Please, we want to practice, we want to do something, whatever it's necessary to have that prophecy come down, because no way to solve the situation without the divine light now. We need it, we want it, we want to be vessels of it. I know I scream a lot when I talk, I'm sorry.
That's the bottom line. When
you don't know what
the idea of selection, Rav Nachman, of choosing, for example, of finding the good point, of selecting the different nikudot, how does that play into this Magula right now in the world? How we are as people.
Yeah, our choice. Listen, according to this Kabbalah, the whole of history is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made the world by a shattering of the vessels. And as a result of the shattering of vessels, whatever that means, sparks of holiness were scattered everywhere. And then he said, like the Baal Shem Tov says, he has a son. The king has a son. And he lost his ring. And he has all these servants and all these ministers and all these soldiers and all these angels and everything. But he says, my son, I want you to find my ring. And he gives them a lot of hints, because it really was never lost. It was all in order to give us a chance to bring all the sparks of holiness back to Hashem. We're the processing plant of creation. We bring sparks back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sparks in the food, sparks in our clothes, sparks in the things that we use. That's, maybe I need more time to make a more full answer, but the whole thing is a retrieving of all the sparks, and we are ourselves are sparks. We are bringing all of creation back to Hashem. That's the birur process. And as we do, we extract the good from the evil, then the evil has no more power. The evil is only living off of the good. So when the good will be extracted from the evil, then there'll be no more power anymore. That's the concept of the Ketoret that I write about in my book about the incense. The whole concept of extracting the good from the evil, and then the evil, it was never there anywhere. It was just an illusion. But it was living off our energy. So tshuva is the returning of our energy, of the sparks of holiness that we caused to be scattered to the world, is the returning of those. And when we do that, the negative forces that we're feeding off of us have no more food anymore. They have no sustenance. And maybe what I'm saying is a little bit hard to get on one foot, but it's an extraction process, birur. Birur is the main word in Kabbalah. One of the main words, it's a very important word, birur. Extraction of the good from being lodged in the evil, and once I transcend that, then I can bring back that which was evil, or whatever was good of it, and bring it back, and bring it into the holiness. You wanted to say something?
Yes, I believe Rav Nachman Shaskin, like the Magen Avram, the Chatzos, it says only 6 hours after Lila.
Yeah. But it's always 12 hours after Chatzot Yom.
He doesn't hold it.
So it's a different sheet. Okay, yeah.
Why is there a connection between Achashverosh and that putting down of ourselves? That's what I didn't understand. Is there a connection? Or?
No. Here in the Megillah, there's a famous Chazal that says anywhere the word Melech appears in the Megillah, it's a reference to Hashem. In addition, it's a double level, right? So when she's about to go to see the king, meaning to Hashem, when each one of them is going to get to the door, just as we're getting to the door, all of these voices start to come and tell us, no, you're not going anywhere. You're ours. You're coming back with us. So we have to fight off that. And really, secretly, Rabbi Nachman reveals that those voices want to come with us into the king's presence. But their job at this moment is to try and pull me down, to make me think that I'll never get in. So I have to come to such a moment that I refuse. I have to stand on my own and say, no, I refuse. I only want Hashem. And then all of those forces, I'd like to say it would be easy, but all those forces will say, thank you so much. We needed that. We couldn't come in to Hashem's presence unless you fought us and you overcame us. Again, this is to be learned. This kind of stuff has to be learned. This is written. This is Rabbi Nachman's deep, deep insight that the forces that are trying to hold us back are just playing their role. And it just needs more time. It needs more time. Forgive me. This is one of the who can help clarify it also. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.